Today I wanted to talk about a common problem. Is it me or the room? The last couple of shows weren't in the most ideal spaces, and you'll hear what I mean about one of them later. As an audio engineer and wanting to represent the band the best that you can, this can be difficult to deal with. It's hard to understand that no amount of EQ, compression, or worst of all, loudness can fix this. Early on in your career, you can beat yourself up about this, and I mean, I still do now, but how do we deal with this? Okay, pretty cool, big. My job is to make the band's sound translate in a variety of different spaces every day, and unlike a record that's being listened to on the same headphones all the time, I've got two shifting variables. It's the speakers and the room. If I don't build front of house at the start of the day, I'll usually try and do drums first, because I can mic them up, get that out of the way. That way everything's ready to go straight on stage, set up perfectly. Today we're in nice and early, which is cool. So we're gonna have drums set up and front of house set up pretty early. Running ATM 450s for overheads, using them on hats, and our China and auxiliary hats as well. Running SE Electronics V7X for snare bottom, Beta 57A for snare top.
Hey Joel.
Oh, what the
Come on, dude.
That's rough
Nice
as
to
guts.
see you, brother.
That's insane. So don't stand in the middle of the room. Soundcheck can be difficult in incredibly reverberant rooms because you can have all the PA in the world and maybe your virtual mix is sounding good, but as soon as you bring a live band and drums into a room, your phase relationship completely changes with what's going on live and what's coming out of the speakers and bouncing around the room. On this show, my guitars and vocals needed to go up and the snare was hanging in the front half of the room. Loud drums are loud drums and there's nothing you can do about that. The next day was in an old theater and concrete floors and surfaces mean I get a lot of bouncing reflections at soundcheck. It's washy and then loud like talking in a bathroom. Cymbals and everything in the top end was really hard here. I got some clarity once people came into the room, but the unfortunate problem with a loud bouncing room is you can't fix that. So on this tour, running a D-Live CTI 1500 with a DM64 on stage. Today we're in Montclair. It's a big old theater, looks pretty cool. It can be hard to learn that no amount of tweaking or destroying your mix or even turning things up louder can fix that. Too many people will try and turn things up to beat the room, but a loud mess is still a loud mess. The important question is, can you hear everything you need to hear clear enough? You can't make miracles happen, and in most situations, you're not going to be changing the configuration of the PA, and definitely not the room acoustics. I've beat myself up countless times dealing with less than ideal rooms, but at the end of the night, I've had 5 or 6 people come up telling me that they had a great night and it sounded good. And that's the point, right? The people that came to see the show enjoyed it. Part of the fun and the battle of doing live sound is learning to do what you can to make sure that the audience has a good time. You have to learn to accept the problems and work with them. Figure out what needs to be heard and focus on bringing that to life. I find that the key in some of these spaces is that you need to balance your mix to the room. It's now a part of the mix and there's no avoiding that. In the end, the person next to me probably doesn't care if the toms are a little bit quiet if they can't hear the vocal at all. So don't beat yourself up next time the room decides to eat your mix. Learn to work with it rather than against it. Peace.